Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Steel Donut. Today, we're doing something a little bit different. With me is Jelle.
Hello.
And Matt.
That's me.
And we're going to be looking at Blogspot blog. One entry in particular, because I was curious last night about fingerprints, as people get curious, and I just Googled it. And I wanted to see if there were, like, rare fingerprints or something like that. And the first result is a Blogspot article, not really an article, I don't really know, that had some interesting thoughts on the matter. And the first part of it is pretty boring. It's just about the shapes of fingerprints. You can take a look at the article. It'll be on screen. And then it says talks about unusual shapes, and I admit some of these shapes look pretty unusual. But then it starts to get into some weirdness. So do you guys want me to just go ahead and start reading?
Go for it.
All right. Which fingerprints are most rare? Below are some pictures of less common fingerprints patterns. Send me a picture/scan of your palm or fingerprint if you have trouble identifying it. And then I think that's supposed to be their email address.
I am frvc@dsc.nl.
Why don't people just write it out? Why? So you're supposed to scan your fingerprint and send it to them. All right. I'll totally do that.
Yeah.
So then they have 3 pictures. And then to see if you have an unusual or rare fingerprint. Guys, these instructions are going to be really necessary if you don't know how to use your eyes.
I'm looking at my fingerprint right now.
No, you haven't heard the instructions yet.
Oh,
Right? To see if you have an unusual or rare fingerprint, check which finger it is found on.
Wait, what?
Yeah.
Wait,
just check.
Wait, so if you want to check, if you want to see if you have an unusual or rare fingerprint, you have to check which finger it is found on. So that goes already off the assumption that yes, you have
definitely
an
do.
unusual or rare fingerprint.
I don't know which fingerprint I'm supposed to be looking at.
I have 10 of them.
Help.
Please help.
Well, for example, a radial loop is common on the index finger, but extremely rare on the little finger. No citation. Uncommon fingerprint. Less than 1 in 20 people have such a fingerprint. No citation for these definitions, by the way.
Do you have a rare fingerprint? You gotta look at your hand, all right? Alrighty, what's the instruction say? If you see an unusual rare fingerprint, check which finger it's found on. All right, I want you to see which finger your rare fingerprint is found on. All right, Bernadette.
To find out if she has a rare fingerprint, yes.
Not rare.
What'd you say, Bernadette?
What's the difference between rare and not rare?
Just look at your fingers and figure out which fingerprint the rare one's on.
These instructions are very helpful.
She just pointed to her index finger and said that one.
Yeah, well, I mean.
Well, Bernadette, is it a radial loop? Because that's common on the index finger. Now that you've determined which one is rare.
Right. So then it's. So I guess that's.
She's just giving me the most confused look.
Don't worry.
Can you blame
because
her?
the thing is, it could be uncommon, it could be rare, or it could be extremely rare.
Let me see your
which
finger.
have totally arbitrary definitions.
Oh my gosh, that is the rarest fingerprint I've ever seen. That fingerprint is worth 30 rare Pepes.
Which one's the other one?
Wow, I didn't know you could trade fingerprints
No, that one's
for
not
memes.
rare.
I've been emailing my fingerprints to people for free. Now I know I can get memes out of it? Jeez.
Man.
In order from most common to most rare, ulnar loop, so common it is quite rare not to have one.
Oh.
So,
Wow.
yep.
Vernon, did you know that
So
your
basically,
fingerprint is so common, it's rare to not have your fingerprint?
Try to keep track of which categories have rare fingerprints, because I'm guessing by the end of this, everyone's going to have some kind of rare trait, which doesn't exactly make it rare anymore.
Oh, dude, it's a rare trait. Is this like Crusader Kings 2? Is this going to help me rule a kingdom better, this trait?
It might. Whirl, a spiral pattern. Radial loop, a loop that comes from the thumb side of the hand. Arch, whatever, blah, blah, blah. Tented arch. Accidental. No picture for that. I have no idea what that's supposed to look like.
Anything else? It's
What do you mean,
anything
anything
that
else?
isn't this is an accidental fingerprint.
If I looked at my thumb and I saw a perfect impression of Christopher Walken's face instead of a fingerprint pattern, that's just an accident.
Yeah.
I'd use that as evidence for God. Yeah. I mean, that'd be incredible.
Then it would just be a picture of Jesus.
Right. Jesus, and I'm I've got it on my thumb, dude. All right. Here we go. Here's where things get a little bit loopy, let's say. Hand readers, character traits. And this is why I asked you guys to check what fingerprints you have before this video.
Okay.
Hand readers have associated fingerprints with certain character traits. Loops: flexible, adaptable, easygoing, highly receptive, impressionable, unfocused team players.
Oh, unfocused.
Yes.
They gotta stop cussing. Unfocusing.
I'm gonna be real.
Just real quick, that is actually a acceptable spelling of the word unfocused.
Oh god.
Really?
Yes.
Oh.
More commonly used in Europe, from what I understand. But it's still.
Well, that guy's from the Netherlands, so we'll give him a pass on that. What I won't give him a pass on is he said those are fingerprint traits for people. So I have 8 loops, because all of my fingers except my index fingers are loops. So I guess I'm supposed to be all of these things.
Yeah.
That leads to another question. Okay?
You're one trait for every loop.
No, I want to know something though. Okay, so what if I have loops on one finger and then arches on another finger, right? What does that make me?
No, it means that you've got both.
All of that. Yeah.
And if you scroll down a little bit, it says the meaning also depends on which hand you look at. This is if you have different fingerprints on your left hand compared to your right hand. Which is dominant hand, right if right-handed, public self, passive hand, private self. So,
what does that
even
mean?
It's a fucking math equation?
It's basically your
your
jerking off hand. Yeah. It's which hand's your off hand when you jerk off. You know? And maybe this is just about how public you are when you jerk off, you know? Are you, when you're when I'm jerking off, I'm very flexible, adaptable, easygoing, highly receptive, I'm impressionable, I'm very unfocused, I keep jumping around, and I'm a team player. When I'm jerking off.
I don't want to know how that works in relation to jerking
even when
off.
I'm using my offhand, I'm all of those things. Plus, I'm one of the following. I'm also down to earth, pragmatic, responsible, reserved, and consistent. I think it's probably consistent. Notice that
Notice
that none of these are actually bad things. I mean, maybe unfocused, but none of these are these are just different words for a bunch of different traits, so these could apply to anybody.
Yeah.
I mean, I think everybody feels like they're down to earth. Otherwise, I mean, nobody thinks of themselves as a stuck-up bitch. Why would you?
Generally not, no.
Why would you? Or consistent. Most people think they're consistent, or at least sort of pragmatic, or adaptable. So saying that people with loops have these traits is kind of meaningless.
Especially if you get into traits that are uncommon or rare. Does that mean that it's very, for example, the peacock's eye, does that mean it's very rare for people to be perfectionistic or have a good eye for detail?
Right. I don't have any peacock's eyes, but I think I do tend to be a bit of a perfectionist. But if I'm not looking for peacock's eye, on the list, I go, I don't have any, so I'm not even going to read it. I'm not going to notice that applies to me too. Every one of these applies to me. Indecisive? Sure, yeah. Independent? Individualistic? Sure. But whirls, highly focused, loops, unfocused. What about people who have both?
Well, you see, that's why both of them have an asterisk with a note down.
It's an asterous world.
That says that you have to note that loops and whirls are quite common. So it takes about 4+ whirls to make you a whirly person, and 7+ loops to make you a loopy person.
Okay, so what about people with more than 10 fingers? Polydactyly. If you've got 12 fingers and you've got 4 whirls and 7 loops.
Well, you see, then you break out the math.
Well,
so then are you unfocused and focused?
Well, like I said,
people
you
with
break down.
polydactyly also have
you
fingerprints.
can't determine which is which.
Oh, so they're just... Oh, you know what? All people who have polydactyly and have 4 or more whirls and 7 or more loops, those people are all bipolar.
Yeah.
All of them.
Oh my god.
Hands down, there are no exceptions. They're all bipolar. So, any of these sound like you guys? Does anybody have a tented arch to be hyperactive, impulsive, intense, and fiery?
Well, I am the most loopy person because all 10 of my fingers have loops.
Oh my god. Ladies, keep in mind, Jelle is pretty flexible.
That's...
Oh yeah. Matt, what about you?
What do I got? All right.
And if you could just scan and email me your fingerprints,
hang on,
so I can verify.
I'm gonna take a good look.
Possibly
let me get
just
my flashlight out. Take a good look at these babies, okay?
All right.
All right. So all of my fingers are loops.
Oh my god!
Except for my index finger, which is what is this? Is that I think this is a arch.
Oh
no, wait,
my
no,
god!
that's not an arch.
Is it an arch or a tented
That's a whorl.
arch?
That's a whorl.
How do you... Okay, so I guess you're independent and inflexible and individualistic and highly focused on the outside. Because according to this article, hand readers also give specific meaning to the fingers. To interpret the meaning, you need to combine all the characteristics, and this takes experience.
Jesus.
Say, getting
really
people's
is
feedback
the
from
math.
reading at least 1,000 hands.
It's
Is
the
this
math
like
of hand
is this like some
reading.
RPG system like mathematics?
Yeah, no, it's actually
Are you
machine
determining
learning.
my character traits? Like what is
You
this?
have a certain amount of flexibility points and focus points.
What's crazy actually is Google is actually creating an algorithm to analyze people's hands and tell them what they're like based on their hands. Just like, Google's doing like the self-driving car and like the thing that like analyzes pictures. This is like this analyzes fingerprints, and
all you have to do is just scan your fingerprints in and email to Google.
Send it to them with your social security number and your mother's maiden name. You're good to go. They'll tell you everything you need to know about yourself. They'll tell you about like your personality or your spending habits or your bank account, whatever. So the things you can link to. Okay, so thumb is for your willpower and control. Your index finger is for your public image and self-expression. Middle finger is values and morals. Ring finger, aesthetics, creativity. Pinky, communication.
Huh.
Well,
I'm loopy on all fronts. So
right.
whatever.
So I guess you're flexible for your willpower. That doesn't make any sense. Adaptable.
You have very flexible willpower.
Basically,
It's
very
flexible
and
willpower.
wanes.
In other words, I have no willpower.
Right. Easygoing willpower? No, that sounds like you don't have any willpower. Adaptable sounds like highly receptive, impressionable, unfocused team player. The only thing that sounds remotely positive about that is that you're a team player, but that's referring to your willpower, so I don't even know what that means. Let's see, your public image. Jelle, I don't want to make it sound like you're unflexible, but you're not astonishingly flexible to me. You just seem like a normal person.
Debatable, but probably.
So Matt, what do you said you were what all
loopy and
all
somewhat
loops
whirl.
except a little bit of whirl on your index finger, right? So let's see, your public image. It sounds like your public image is that you're very inflexible.
Oh,
yeah.
fuck, I guess that means
but
I'm
then,
pretty bad in bed, doesn't it?
But no, that's just your public image.
Oh,
Privately, you're apparently very flexible.
oh, nice.
You just don't share that with everybody. In fact, you've got a loop for your middle finger, so I guess you're very flexible morality.
Do I go around and be like, hey, baby, I'm super inflexible in bed, and then we get in bed, and I'm like, joke's on you, I was ultra flexible.
Right.
And you were able to tell that lie because of your very flexible morals.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah,
no,
exactly.
It's just that I'm super inflexible in public and then in private.
And his very adaptable communication skills.
Yeah.
Yeah, obviously.
So where's the numbers that correspond with this to my RPG character?
Well, the weird thing to me is the index finger is your public image, but your passive hand is your private self, which also has your index finger on it.
Also, your dominant hand is your public self. Does that mean that your public self has a public image and your private self has a different public image?
I'm just going to say, I really hate the rule changes to D&D 7, okay? This is bullshit. This is absolute bullshit.
They really
Why do I have
added
to
way
determine
too
all
many
this for my
systems
character?
that we didn't need.
Oh, man.
See, like, so my right index finger is my public self. My left index finger is my public private self.
Public private self.
I guess.
Well, no, it's the public image of your private self.
Yeah, it's the.
Oh, you know what it is?
You know those people. That
No.
have, like,
here's what it
This
is.
is my regular side. This is my dark side. That's what this is.
No. No. Here's what it is. My right index finger represents my public image when I'm out in public, but my left index finger is how I get off when I'm at home.
Oh.
See, even if I'm with other people, lefty only gets some love at home, but righty gets love when I'm at the park or at the library, wherever I need to get some love.
Wherever you're jerking off.
Yeah, exactly.
I see.
I only use lefty at home. That makes sense. And
Does
it also explains how my flexible willpower comes into this. I can't help myself. So, fingerprints on your palm. Do you have fingerprints? Whatever. I don't give a shit. Fingerprints around the world. I don't give a shit. Can fingerprints be forged? Apparently, it is not too difficult to fool a fingerprint security system. Check out this demonstration from Mythbusters. You really shouldn't be playing your hand that much. You're asking people to send you their fingerprints via email. Don't link them to things about forging fingerprints.
Well, I mean, what point is there in forging your fingerprints for something like this?
Well, I'm not really. They might be stealing your bank account information or some shit.
Yeah, man. I mean, after all, he's asking me to send him my fingerprint, then my social security number, then my mother's maiden name. Yeah. All right. Now this is what made me want to record this. I saw the comment section and I thought, man, some of these commenters really know what's going on. So let's just start from the top and then and we'll just take turns. Born to be Wild said, "All loops, smiley face." Oh.
Good for you.
Yeah, that's rare.
No.
I think I like what Anonymous said the best. Hello, Frank. I thought it was the night to call up Ghost. I do this every now and then with my fingers on the keyboard. My father tried to teach me once how to be ambidextrous. What?
Oh.
Well, he was disappointed. Guess who?
What?
Don't know.
I don't know.
I don't know what any of that meant.
What is this?
Was this written by someone named Frank? I couldn't even verify that.
I don't know. Well, I mean,
I don't even know what to make of that comment.
So
his father tried to teach him to be ambidextrous.
Guess who?
Guess who? What? Guess who you are?
Hey, guys.
Yeah.
So last night I was trying to call up Ghost. I do this every now and again with my fingers on the keyboard.
What is this even?
What does that mean?
What the hell?
I don't know.
Just what?
I don't know what he's doing. I don't know.
And then he's talking about his father trying to teach him how to be ambidextrous. And I love how he actually got the spelling of ambidextrous. He got it right. He's worried he got it wrong, but he got it right.
He just thinks.
He's like, spelling, is that correct? Is this
but
how I spell?
Then he got all the ellipses wrong.
Perhaps.
Then he got all the ellipses wrong. 2 periods for 2 of them, and 5 for another one.
Oh, man.
Amazing. Anyways, Jelle, you want to do the next one?
Hi, this is Shazad. I got 9 whirl and 1 loop in left hand pinky finger. What does it mean?
Wow!
It means you've got 10 fingers on your left hand, dude.
No, dude, he's got 10
That's
fingers
amazing.
on his left hand's pinky.
Oh.
So his pinky has another 9 fingers that are like...
Yeah, it's recursive fingers. Fingers on fingers on fingers on fingers. Oh my God.
That makes me think of some of those really weird videos that I've seen on YouTube.
The Syriac or whatever his name is.
Yeah, that
Dude,
stuff.
I was gonna say it's like one of those
Syriac's
Syriac
weird.
animations. It's a recursive
It's like
finger.
the fingers are growing from fingers.
Just the fingers
It's just-
sprout from the fingers, which then sprout more fingers.
Shazad, I'll tell you what that means, okay, buddy? It means you should probably go first to a doctor and then to the Guinness World Records people.
No, go to Ripley's Believe It or Not afterwards.
Or Ripley's. Ripley's would pay you a lot of money, for a picture of your hand. Okay, so the next one's Anonymous said, I got 9 whirl with 1 loop in little finger of left hand. Again, these people getting
I think this.
10 fucking things.
Is it the
You know
same
what?
person?
I think it's the same person.
It might be, but mail me it's mean on ahamraz@hotmail.com. So if you guys want to mail him it's mean, you can do that.
I don't know the mean of your fingers. You didn't give me enough numbers to figure this out.
No, he did. He gave it. It's 9 whirls in 1 loop. That means
In
it's
the little
what?
finger of his left hand.
I mean, I don't know. Whirls kind of vaguely look like zeros, let's say, and loops are like, well, those are also like zeros. So I guess the mean is 0. So we'll just email that to him later. Anonymous said, oh no, Matt, go ahead.
All right. Anonymous said, reading left to right, left thumb through the right thumb.
Okay, so palms up.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, I misread that as like he stuck his left thumb through his right thumb.
Well,
You may
that's also an acceptable explanation.
Loop, whirl, peacock eye, whirl, borderline peacock, loop.
Okay, borderline peacock wasn't even one of the
No,
ones
it's
out
a
there.
borderline
peacock
peacock
loop.
loop. Yeah, there's no comma between
Oh.
peacock
I don't
and
know
loop.
what that is.
Oh, you know what? You know what it is? He's saying that he's borderline. He's got borderline personality disorder.
Well,
'Cause
that's
he's kind of
completely
loop.
unrelated, though.
He's kind of whirly. He's kind of loopy. He's a little bit borderline. This guy's got problems.
Mm-hmm. Whirl, 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 extreme peacock.
Oh my, that's the most
So
peacock
extreme,
of
it's
all.
got a beak. It's attracting mates.
It's not a peacock eye. It's just his fingerprint is just a
peacock.
perfect picture
When
of
other
a
people's
peacock.
fingers get close, it fans its nail out to scare them away.
Oh god, that sounds
Just wants
painful.
to look big.
That sounds
It
painful.
Borderline.
It's an
Fanning
extreme
your
peacock.
nail. Ouch.
His nail is it's a peacock.
Yeah, it's so
You think-
extreme. It's got this blue shimmery color to it.
You think that sounds painful that it flares up, but imagine if your finger was a peacock.
All right.
His
Oh.
finger is a peacock.
An
extreme one,
extreme
no less.
peacock.
I mean, we were talking about like recursive fingers earlier, but
This is
having a peacock on your arm. That's
well, no, on your
hand. It's his
on your
finger.
hand. Yeah.
yeah. It's growing out of his hand.
We can count and see which finger it is.
Yeah, it's the only one that's a peacock.
So do you think it inhibits his day to day, or do you think he's probably left-handed?
It's
He would have had to learn to be. Maybe his dad tried to teach him how to be ambidextrous, but guess who's disappointed?
No,
now?
I did the counting. It's the index finger of his right hand.
Oh, see, there you go.
See, yeah,
so I'm guessing, his dad probably tried to teach him how to be ambidextrous.
But
guess who's disappointed now?
His dad.
Yeah, I'm guessing.
Right. Guess who?
Guess who?
Yeah. So the next one appears to be from the original writer of the blog.
Oh my.
Yeah.
So HL
himself.
Yeah, so
stands for Handlines, I guess.
Yeah, I guess. So he said, or she, "Hi, that peacock's eye on your left middle finger is definitely rare. A peacock's eye on the pinky little finger is also quite rare. A peacock's eye on the thumb is very rare. Do you recognize these peacock's eye traits?
What?
Perfectionistic, good eye for detail. Maybe you want to post your hands at the club."
There's a club for posting your hands?
Yeah, at groups.yahoo.com/group/palmistry. What is that even?
Palmistry.
Palmistry. Okay. Palmistry primal focus. To get another opinion.
Focus.
Primal focus. Focus on your primal desires.
So
your primal palm desires.
Your primal desires. Oh my god.
I'll tell you my primal
so
palm
basically
desires.
So what HL is saying here is that peacocks are rare. Peacocks are even rarer if they appear in these specific places, and you have them in 3 places.
Yeah.
How do you not see the contradiction? You just said it was rare.
Well, I mean, this person just has very rare hands.
So rare, in fact, that... and then, do you recognize these peacock eye traits? If they don't, what are you going to say? Oh,
I guess I was wrong when it came to palmistry all along.
Yeah.
Huh.
Apparently, I was wrong. No, that's not what you're going to say. You're going to be like, well, most people. All right, Cherry Pie said, "I have all loops too. I get all the boring ones." That's
man, I'm in the boring club as well. It's great.
I love this.
We all have
so
loops.
Much. I think out of all of them, this next comment is my favorite. I read this one right. Wow, you guys are pathetic. JK, you're real cool.
What about my real cool? What about my real cool? I was about to ask.
You're real cool.
Whip.
Fill it in. You're real cool ambidextrous.
Guess who?
Guess who was dude? Guess who was disappointed?
I'm so disappointed by you guys. JK.
Yeah, you guys are pathetic. JK.
Oh boy. Let's take a look next.
Just a few more.
Yeah. I have 9 whirls. This is by another anonymous person, by the way. I have 9 whirls, and on one index finger, a double whirl with only 1 triradius. It is like a peacock's.
What the fuck is a triradius?
It is like a peacock's eye with a double whirl in the center.
Well, there
Sounds
you go.
pretty unusual.
That's just a peacock's eye.
But it has a double whirl.
Oh, and I bet you've got an eyeball growing in the middle of it too. Like
no,
you just have a finger.
It sometimes blinks, and it's really disturbing, and it feels really weird.
I wish.
Yeah, well, I've got 9 loops.
Damn it!
On my 10th finger, it's actually constantly changing from peacock's eye to tented arch.
You just have
what does it mean?
Shift monster that makes up one of your fingers. It's constantly shifting and
pretty
changing.
unusual.
Shifting fingerprints.
You can't
but
tell
what does it
is.
mean, guys?
I think your finger has opened up a portal to the netherworld. Please stop.
It might have.
The elder gods are pouring out of your finger.
Yeah, no, as I look into it, I just sort of fall in, and I find myself in Hermaeus Mora's realm, and I'm like, where the fuck am I? So this is Anonymous saying, I have wired prints. They look like oval targets.
You mean loops?
The word is loops. Good. Do you have loops?
Have you looked at the pictures? Does it look like the loop? Because that's somewhat of an oval target.
Yeah, or maybe
it's maybe a loop or
just
a whirl.
Whirl.
Yeah.
Because those sound pretty close.
Oh, wow. All right, I'm going to skip this next one because I like the one after it much better. I've got fingerprints that have characteristics of a whirl, but the whirl part is stretched out like a loop? What do you think it is? Mail me. Again, mail me!
Yeah.
No one emails anything, so I guess I need to write a letter and send it to him to this address.
Yeah.
This next comment's even better, though.
Yeah, what did you
All right. Hi, everyone. I just had a question. Is there anyone that can tell me what my fingerprint means? I have the exact...
I can. Before you even tell me, it means nothing.
Okay. I have the exact replica of a yin-yang symbol on my left thumb.
What?
And the exact replica of a yin... Like, it's a perfect yin-yang symbol on my...
Remember when we joked about...
Oh, really?
My thumb, yeah.
Do you now?
I freaked out.
Somehow I find that hard to believe.
I freaked out a very nice Figer printing lady at the post office 2 years in a row.
2 years in a row? Is it the same person?
Why does she need her Figer printing so often?
Well, apparently because
last time I got my Figer printed was like...
Well, she's freaking out because all of a sudden there's a yin-yang symbol on the paper. It's kind of weird.
Uh-huh. You're right.
She remembered me after a year, not because of my face, but because of my fingerprint.
Oh my god!
Does this have any significance? No.
No.
If anyone could direct me to book on this subject, I'd be very grateful.
You know, if you're looking to pay for a book, I might be writing a book. I mean, you know, if you're looking... Because of my flexible morals, you know.
Yeah.
Oh,
I might be interested in writing a book about this.
Figers, sorry.
Figer printing.
Figer printing.
And there's the email address, and it just says MSND. I don't know what that means.
I don't know. No clue.
Let's see. Anything else? Oh, whoa. Anonymous said, I have 3 whirls, 1 peacock, and 6 loops in my hand.
In your hand? Like
Right
on your
middle.
palm?
Yeah.
You're doing it wrong, dude.
Yeah.
What does my character indicate, and how would my future be?
Nobody said anything
no one
about
said
reading.
Shit about your future.
No, this is not about predicting the future. This is just about personalities.
Your future. I predict your future.
Also, if you don't know what your character indicates, if you don't know what your character indicates, then I would not be very surprised because I don't even know what that means.
Maybe. See, here's what happens. This person doesn't understand that the point of going to a psychic or a palmistry person is that they'll tell you things that are vague enough that they could apply to anybody, and you're supposed to match them up with things you already think about yourself.
Yeah.
Not them telling you what you should be like.
Also,
It's not like they're going to look at your fingerprints and go, oh, you're more, you're very inflexible. And you'll go, I guess I should be more inflexible. Yeah. No! No, are you stupid? No! Just look at yourself in the mirror, in your metaphorical mirror, and figure out what you're like. That's how you know what your character indicates.
I don't know what I'm like, though.
And then you just match it up to these vague generalizations for the whirls and peacock eye and the loops. It's very simple.
Okay, I'm just gonna skip a couple. I have one that I really want to read because I'm very confused by it. So this is by Anonymous, of course. This is my left hand. Thumb composite, Jupiter whirl, loops in the rest fingers.
Jupiter whirl.
What is that?
My right hand, thumb composite, Jupiter peacock's eye, middle finger whirl, and loops in the rest. Is this really unusual? What's the meaning?
I don't know. I don't know what that means.
I don't even know what your comment meant. But what I do know is that it sounds like you know more about this palmistry stuff than the writer of the article. Because you're using terms that I've never heard of.
Jupiter, like, are they like what I'm thinking?
What the fuck is a Jupiter world?
I'm thinking though that like it's thumb composite, Jupiter peacock's eye, and then middle finger whirl. So I'm assuming that by Jupiter they try to indicate one of their fingers.
I guess.
But which finger is your Jupiter?
Look, I'll have you know, I'm the most Jupiter whirl you'll ever see.
Well, guys, the one right above that actually is pretty interesting. I found a whirl on my left palm. Again, it never said.
Well, no, there was actually a part about
the
palm.
Index,
There was actually a part about the palm print.
well, let me go back up and see if maybe. Do you have any fingerprints on your palm? No. By definition.
Those
I
are
don't have
palm
fingers
prints.
on my palm. I have fingers coming from my palms. I don't have fingers on my palms. Because they're palms. They'd be called hands if they had fingers coming from them. Is it a loop in between your two fingers? Where? There's space between my fingers.
You know, in the phantom zone between your fingers, does there exist?
Phantom zone.
Well, if it's not a loop,
is it
between
the
your
end
two fingers,
zone? Am I gonna feed? Is it the end zone? If I go in there, do I get to fight X Death? Like what?
Oh, wait a minute. Let me read this fingerprints on your palm thing. Fingerprints on your palm? Do you have any fingerprints on your palm? No. They're fingers prints. They're not on your palm.
You know what's
Is
on
it
your
a
palm?
loop?
You have palm prints.
Hold on. Is it a loop in between two fingers? No. Congratulations. Whatever it is automatically qualifies as an uncommon palm pattern. What? What?
I don't know.
So you're saying that most people have tiny little swirls in between their fingers on their palm.
Okay, I'm gonna. Where is my flashlight?
Looking at my palm. No. I don't have any whirls in between my fingers. That doesn't mean it's special. That just means you're wrong.
So you think you're speckled?
I love the way you said that.
You're wrong.
I actually have a tiny. No, never mind.
No.
Nope.
See?
Most of it is just straight lines, sort of.
They're just straight lines.
I guess I have an unusual palm pattern. I do
the-
have a bit
the
of a
one between
swirly
the
going
ring
on
finger and the
like
pinky.
the pad of my.
Hold on. One or more loops are usually found in the area of the palm between the fingers. The one between the ring finger and the pinky finger is commonly called the humor loop.
I
don't have one on either hand between my pinky and my ring finger, so I guess I'm
You know what
just
that
not
means? You don't got
funny.
any humor.
Between the ring and middle fingers is called the loop of seriousness.
Well, that's
I don't
what
have
you
one
are.
there. I don't have one on either hand.
So you're neither serious nor silly.
No. I guess I'm... I don't know.
You just
What the
don't
fuck
know.
would I be? I guess I'm constantly incredulous.
There you
That
go.
sounds like me.
You're just Bob.
Yeah.
That's
Oh,
all.
whoa.
All we can say.
Oh, a loop between index and middle fingers is quite rare, and it's a sign of royal lineage in Indian traditional palmistry.
Is that true,
Huh.
Bob?
I'm Indian.
Yeah, is
I
that
don't
true?
have it.
Well, you're not
I don't have
royalty.
Well, it looks like
But I do
someone's at the
have-
bottom of the cast.
Actually, we're the second highest cast.
Well, not anymore. You're not.
All right.
Well, he's no
guess-
royalty, so at least so him not being the highest makes sense.
Yeah, I guess. It is also quite common to have a loop on the side of the palm opposite the thumb, about halfway up, which is called the memory loop. Why is it called that? What does that mean?
Well, nothing. We know this, but
I just got horizontal lines. I guess I forget everything. We should check with Blake, see what he's got. Because he remembers everything.
he probably has like a whole ton of memory loops.
Oh, arches in fingerprints around the world, arches are more common among the Bushmen, F.A. Pygmies, and oddly enough, the Dutch.
Oh.
Well, I can not disprove
Our local
that.
Dutch person. Do you know,
I have
our
all
Dutch
loops.
correspondent on the scene. How many arches do you have?
None. I have nothing but loops.
Fuck! Shit!
Sorry, I guess I'm just not a very good Dutch person.
It's all over. And you know what it is? It's because of how flexible you are. You're not even like
right.
You're very maybe a Dutch person.
Ah.
I guess.
No one knows for
Your
sure.
I can switch very fast between a large array of European nationalities.
Right, sometimes you're Dutch, sometimes you're Swedish. It doesn't really, I mean, you don't stick around as one thing.
You could be Norwegian. No one knows. You know?
No one knows.
He could be anything.
Do you ever find
He's
yourself
very
just
flexible.
slurping down on fish? Do you ever find yourself getting fish grease stuck in your mustache? You might be Swedish. Ask your parents if you were adopted.
I don't have to. I know that I'm not. Thank you very much for that, Bob.
Oh, wink.
Wink.
Yeah. Sure.
When not
Whatever.
sure, just wink.
Yeah. Don't even answer the question.
Yep.
Just wink.
I'm
It's like, are you sure? Wink. What does that mean?
And then you wink
Anyways.
again.
Unless anybody else has some great comments to read, I think we could probably leave it there and let people go find these wonderful comments on their own.
Yeah.
Because there's more to it.
That was.
I see one.
That was something.
Where somebody's email address is insanity_has_no_breaking_point @hotmail.com.
Huh.
I believe that was the main character from Slasher Smile. And his email address.
God damn it, Bob!
I mean, I'm sorry.
Oh wow! No, I found one comment that I just really wanted to read. This is the perfect ending, I think.
Oh well, actually,
Because
if
this-
that's the perfect ending, then I want to read something that's not going to be the perfect ending, so you can read that comment last.
Oh god.
All right.
Just real quick. On the sidebar here, it says blog archive, and it shows you can see the articles that were written and whatnot. Most popular. Do you have unusual fingerprints? Do you have a passion line? Human hands emit light.
No.
Forget palmistry. Read breasts.
What?
I like
What?
this.
What?
Football players chop fingers to improve game.
What?
Are you masculine or feminine? Surprising finger facts. A couple of those,
No,
like
the
right in
only
the middle there.
The only surprising finger fact I know about differences between male and female fingers is that men tend to have a shorter index finger than their ring finger, whereas with women they have the same length. This is in general.
You know what? I find it surprising that football players are cutting off their fingers to improve their game.
I wonder how that
it would
works.
reduce the amount of grip they'd have. But I'm not going to read that article yet. Maybe another time.
Anyway,
All right,
to
go
finish
ahead and
this
read your
off
article.
with a comment.
Please
This
do.
comment starts with a link to research on the hands of 19 autistic males,
Oh.
which apparently has indicated that some aspects of the fingerprints and dermatoglyphics might be related
What?
to the autistic spectrum disorder.
Of course. Of course.
Oh, and if you click on it, instead of being a citation that means something, this is not research.
No?
This is what you call Google research.
Oh lord.
This is Jesus Christ.
Oh my god.
Is this what people think research looks like?
Oh my
This is
god.
what research looks like. Handresearch.com. Oh my god,
What
and
is
look at this shit.
I love
Alright, let's get out of
I'm
here.
done here.
This is
I'm
what
done.
the fuck. Oh no.
Well, that was an article.
That was a thing on Handlines.
So do we have unusual fingerprints?
no, but
we
we've
don't.
certainly been reading some unusual articles on them.
I'll agree to that. Thanks for watching.
Take care of yourselves.
And your hands.